All right. Hello, everyone. We should be live now, so we're going to get started with today's ride. Thanks to everyone who's joining for today's live stream. Haven't done one of these in a while, so had a few technical issues getting started a little bit late, and it's a little bit spontaneous. Sorry for not giving any more advance notice, but hopefully we're going to get back into the groove of doing this again, so we'll be doing some more live streams. Just logged into ZWIFT right now, but if you're here, let me know in the chat if everything's working okay, if the mic is okay, the volume's okay. And if so, we're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to make sure that everything's running okay. Alright guys, we got some comments in the chat. Hello everyone. Hello Mido. Hello Bits Biking. SAI. And good morning Paul. Finally a ZWIFT live. Yeah, I haven't been doing this too much lately because the only time I can actually do this is the morning. And I've actually been doing some Vietnamese lessons, which unfortunately is the only good time for me to do these live streams with the Wi-Fi connection here. Fortunately, I don't have a class today, so I'm doing a little bit of a spontaneous live stream, but I think I'm going to adjust my schedule so that we can do these more often. Anyway, let me put some pressure resistance on the bike so we can get rolling along on today's ride. We're not doing a KOM challenge or anything today, just doing a normal ride. Figured I'd give you guys some different scenery rather than just watching me go slowly up the hill. But welcome everyone to the live stream. Thanks for joining. Hello Nick from New York. And hello Nicholas. Hey Andy. Good to see you here. Yeah, it's good to be back here for a ZWIFT live stream. I really should have been doing these more often, but let's get back into the groove. Let's make these a regular thing again. Hey Sean. And hey Jan. Morning Ronnie. And Berista, hello. And from Paul, I'll watch you sweat from my couch. Yeah, normally these turn into a crazy sweat fest, but I don't think I'm going to be riding too hard today. We'll see. It depends on if you guys can convince me or not. Oh wow, thanks Bradshaw. Thanks again for the super chat. Can always count on you, man. And yeah, we've got it's turning into summer now here in Japan, of course. And so we've been getting some warmer weather as the rainy season comes in and as the humidity comes. Today's not too bad actually, but we leave the air conditioning running all night, so it's actually pretty nice and cool in the room right now. I've got the fan blowing on me. We're set. I'm not going to be sweating too much today. Crossing my fingers anyway. And yeah, Andy, definitely. I've got the time to do them. It's more so the timing that's been difficult. I normally do my ZWIFT rides or indoor trainer rides later in the evening. And unfortunately then, it's not really a good time to live stream here. We don't really have a good Wi-Fi connection in the evening. Everyone comes home from work and the Wi-Fi just gets really congested and really busy and slow. So the only good time for me to do it is the morning here. And that's when I've been doing my Vietnamese studying. But I think I'm going to adjust my schedule. Maybe I'll change my Vietnamese studying to do in the afternoon instead. But some of my teachers are based in different time zones, so it's just a scheduling problem. But let's change that. We'll start off the day with cycling. We'll start off the day with a good routine. And hello everyone else that's joined the chat, the live stream. Hey Noma. 2 a.m. in the UK. Yeah, we're gonna try and do some earlier times. I think I'll get up early for you guys one day, so you can have some more proper hours for watching, or more proper time for watching. From Andy, loved your bike shop tour video. Thanks, man. I really enjoy doing those bike shop tour videos, and we used to do quite a few of them on the channel whenever we're like traveling and we have the opportunity to do them. I've been wanting to do more of them, but it's been a little bit scary with the whole virus, and we don't really want to go to any places that we don't really normally go to, and we really want to avoid any extra contact that we don't need to. So unfortunately we have lost some opportunities to do those recently, but that place is a local place and I've been wanting to do it for a while. So I talked to him recently and we're getting some repairs done on Tuan's bike, so it was just good timing. But I've got a lot of places on my list that I want to go. I want to show you guys. I really love these bike shop tour videos, and I love going to see bike shops whenever I travel. When we were in Taiwan, I love checking out some of the bike shops there, and same in Thailand. Unfortunately, we didn't make any videos there. And in Vietnam, we don't have any videos there yet because I haven't found any good bike shops yet that we were able to go to. But we've got some on our radar now, so when we go next time to Vietnam, we're going to be doing some more bike shop tour videos there, and hopefully make some more on for Japanese bike shops before we leave. And did Sayaka ever purchase a Bianchi? No, unfortunately. Sayaka does have some good news recently. I'm not sure if it's appropriate for me to share on here, but basically I can say she's doing well. And I haven't seen her myself recently because she lives quite a little bit of ways away. We usually meet up in Nagoya when we do meet, but we haven't been doing that lately for obvious reasons. And yeah, thanks Andy, appreciate it. You always help share our stuff. So feel free to share anything on your blog. And for Noma, no worries, hope we can do a ZWIFT group ride soon, maybe. Yeah, once. I think the important thing is I need to set some sort of schedule for these live streams so that way you guys can know when they're going to happen, so that they're not so spontaneous like this. And maybe once we get that schedule going, the routine going, we can also schedule some group rides for some of you guys to join along if you want in the game. That'd be pretty cool. I've been unfortunately sort of off the ZWIFT bandwagon the last few weeks. Things have just gotten a little strange adjusting to the new schedule, but yeah, I think we want to make this back part of the routine. And from Nick, my Niner is made in Vietnam. Really? They make Niner bikes in Vietnam? Is that the bike itself is made there? I know they make like tires there. Those are the only parts I really know that are being manufactured in Vietnam right now, but they're definitely increasing their manufacturing there lately, so it'd be really cool to see if they're producing some other cycling parts or even bikes. That'd be pretty cool to see. And from Sam, what is your favorite ZWIFT route? I don't have a favorite route. I guess the only route I've done consistently is maybe the KOM route or the Sky Challenge route. I've done a couple of those for the live stream here. Otherwise, I just sort of ride around randomly. I'd either say Watopia or New York are my two favorite worlds to ride in. But I don't know, I like the diversity. Some days I feel like riding somewhere different, so I don't really have any set preference. But I like the creativity of Watopia. There's a lot of cool things to explore there. And that's, I think, the majority answer people will say. When you look at the population of the world, everyone's on Watopia usually. Thanks, Jordan. So yeah, if you guys don't have your notifications turned on, make sure you got those turned on so you can be notified whenever I decide to do a spontaneous live stream like this. That's awesome, Jordan. Enjoy the new bike. And hey from Texas. From Sean, what trainer do you use? I'm actually using a spin bike. I've made a couple videos on my channel about this. If you just search Tubo Cruise indoor cycling setup, it'll show you exactly my setup, what I'm using. So you can see more detail there if you want. From Mido, what do you guys think of creating a subreddit for Tubo Cruise? I like Reddit. I've never really made a subreddit of my own, so I don't know if we're at that level where we'd qualify for making a subreddit, but it might be an interesting idea. So we're open to the idea, but yeah, I'd have to look more into like what would be required as far as like maintaining that. It's just, yeah. I can look into that, I guess. If you have any suggestions, just let me know. And from Nick, the Niner frame sets are made in Vietnam. Oh, wow. So it's a carbon frame set. Yeah, I had no idea they were building carbon frame sets in Vietnam. That's news to me. And from Kevin, love your channel. New to it, but it's great. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Always happy to hear that. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, Tuan's been working hard, posing in front of all the riding videos. It's been good getting her out more. It's been difficult trying to balance with her new walking routine. You guys know she works on her walking videos now, so she does some long walks. She'll go out for like a couple hours filming some different areas, and so it's a bit of a workout. And so after she does her walking, I'm like, hey, let's go out for a ride. So she'll get pretty tired. So she's definitely a trooper. Been working hard lately, and now with the hotter weather, it's getting harder. She doesn't want to go out for rides in the afternoon anymore. She's like, if we go, we only go early in the morning. That's it. So that's another reason we will have to change our schedule moving forward. But we've got scheduled rain for the next like 10 days. So probably we'll be doing some more indoor riding. And we actually got some new cycling shoes for her, some road shoes. So now she can ride with the power meters. And now she can try ZWIFT. So I think we're going to try that pretty soon. Make a video about that. With her trying out the spin bike on ZWIFT with the power meter for the first time. And maybe we can do some power test if we're feeling cruel. And good morning from India. And Victoria from Scotland. Welcome everyone. Cool to see you guys all watching from different parts of the world. And from Sam, my Specialized was made in Vietnam too. Oh wow. I had no idea that bike manufacturing had already moved this far along to Vietnam. Like I said, I knew a lot of tires and stuff like that were made there, but I didn't know they were already at the point where frames are being made there. That's pretty cool to see. It looks like we'll have some interesting things to research and explore and share with you guys once we're over there, as far as cycling culture and cycling manufacturing in Vietnam goes. Thanks, Noma. Yeah, if you guys are watching, give the video a like. Appreciate it. And yeah, this is a Q&A, so feel free to ask any questions, and I'll try and answer if I can. From Yuna, do you have any dream bikes? I don't think I have a particular model or a maker in mind as a dream bike, but I would like to have a belt drive with internal hub kind of bike. I've never had one, so I think that's kind of my dream bike moving forward. Maybe a belt drive, internal hub, touring kind of bike. I think that's the next bike I want to add to my collection, especially for when we're in Vietnam. That'll be pretty cool, I think. And from Andy, do you have any Two-Wheel Cruise jackets? With our old kit, we did order some long sleeve jerseys. We haven't designed them for our new kit yet, but I think it could be an option we could do if there's enough interest, but usually it's not really worth making these extra items unless there's at least like 5 or so people that are interested in making them. But with us moving to Vietnam, it's pretty hot there, so I don't think we're going to be making some new jackets or long sleeve jerseys for ourselves. We're just going to stick with the short sleeve and arm warmers when we need them. But maybe. For now, we don't have any long sleeve jerseys or jacket options anymore. And from Ski Bravo, I need this for my spin bike. Yeah, this is the best way to make indoor cycling more entertaining, more enjoyable. And from Jordan, I really like the Specialized LA Sprint. Yeah, that's a cool bike for sure. I've got the regular old school Specialized LA right before they made that model. And it's been a good bike for me. And Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. So touring reminds me a lot of my wife. My wife is from the mountains of Laos, from a tribe called the, Hmong. And she's also hardworking and loves bikes. Yeah, people in that area, very hardworking, very good attitude. And if they like bikes, like cycling, that's even better. Great combo. From Yuna, ever since I installed the power meter, riding bicycle is not fun. Yeah, I can understand that. I've been in that situation before where you create certain training goals, you create your power zones, and you're not reaching the levels that you want to reach. Cycling with power data can be very depressing, very demotivating. But yeah, if it's having bad effects on you, I would suggest just not looking at the data. Maybe still record it so you can look at it later if you want to, but if it's really just not putting you in a good mood or hurting you mentally, I would just suggest don't use it at all. Just don't look at the data. If it's having negative mental effects, there's not going to really be any physical gains from using it, unfortunately. From Sam, I think Trek has moved to Vietnam too. That's interesting. I had no idea all these different makers were starting to move their frame manufacturing there. I'll be curious to see how that develops. Socks with taiyaki would be cool. Yeah, maybe we'll make some custom socks for those. We haven't made any taiyaki socks before. But actually, one of our fans from over in the Philippines, he found some taiyaki socks, some regular casual socks there. He sent us a pair. I think I've showed them in a previous video. I don't have them on me right now, but they're pretty cool. So maybe we can try and make something like that. From Jordan, is your Specialized LA uncomfortable? All of my brothers said that they're uncomfortable. No, I've really enjoyed my LA. It's been a really good bike. I've used it for racing, and I've raced some Cat 1 races here in Japan on it. I've done long century rides with it, and it's been a great bike the whole time. And oh wow, thanks Dennis for the super chat. So good job on your recent cycling videos. Have you thought about going to Tokyo or near Tokyo to film cycling videos? Yeah, this unfortunately, with everything going on right now, we had a plan, and I just filmed a video about this actually, about our plans for moving to Vietnam, leaving Japan, what we were doing, what we were planning to do before then. I just filmed a video for this, so I'll be uploading it soon. But we had plans. I was actually planning, I was going to be sponsored by some company with the Kirin Association to film some Kirin video over in Tokyo. And while we were going to go over there, I was planning to film some other videos. There's a lot of cool shops in Tokyo I want to show you guys. There's a lot of cool cycling spots. There's like a cycling bar, and yeah, there's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff in Tokyo that doesn't exist over here in Nagoya. So I really wanted to film these videos to share with you guys. But with the virus situation, I'm pretty scared to go into Tokyo, honestly, right now. It is the most crowded place in all of Japan. It has the most number of cases increasing. Even though it's small compared to other countries, I don't think it's worth putting ourselves in extra risk right now when we don't need to. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to be able to go over there. If things continue to not really improve in a solid direction, I'm not sure if we'll really travel over there before we head to Vietnam. It really depends on what's going on with the world and what's going on with the overall case numbers, but I still think it's okay to travel to a certain extent, but I don't really want to travel in high volume areas, if that makes sense. So if we're going to travel, we'll probably go to more remote areas with less traffic coming through, so less risk in my mind anyway. But I do want to go to Tokyo. There's still a lot of things I want to film there and share with you guys and experience. So hopefully we'll make our way over there, but unfortunately there's no way for us to really know right now. And the sweat has come. Even though we're not riding too hard, you always sweat on an indoor ride. And from Barista, what are you looking forward to the most in Vietnam in terms of cycling? I guess compared to Japan, I'm looking forward most to the rough roads, the mountain roads, the dirt roads. They don't really have too many of those in Japan, other than like the deep mountain areas, which are really steep and isolated. But I don't know, I come from a place where there's a lot of dirt roads, a lot of gravel cycling paths, and in Vietnam there's a lot of dirt roads. So I'm looking forward to being able to ride there again and just, I don't know, I feel a more sense of adventure. There's a lot of unknown there and a lot of things I don't know what to expect. So I think that's what I'm excited about the most, is just to explore a new location and get to know more about that place and just be surprised. And also see the more sort of rough style riding. Japan, it's really nice. Things are really clean, really well maintained, but I don't know, I also really enjoy riding in more rough areas. So yeah, there's a lot I'm looking forward to seeing there. And from Victoria, how is the pandemic just now over there? I would say most people are acting like it's pretty normal. They're going to work, but a lot of people are wearing masks. They're being more cautious, but I would say things are pretty normal. Like, you can go into most shops and everything is operating pretty normally. You just have to take some extra precautions, like using hand sanitizer, washing your hands, and wearing a mask. So in a sense, like, it's pretty okay. Like, I don't think there's too many problems. A lot of people are still outside enjoying themselves and going on with their daily lives, but maybe not going to, like, I don't know, maybe not going out to bars as much, but I still feel like there's a lot of people just going out and acting normally. So yeah, they're pretty good here in Japan. Fortunately, we don't have a crazy surge in cases, so there's no crazy lockdown measures or anything, but it is a little worrying to see the cases sort of gradually increasing again because they're not taking strict measures. But it could be a lot worse. There's a lot of other countries out there that it's pretty worrying to see their situations. But compared to like Vietnam and Taiwan, where there's no cases, I would feel a lot more comfortable being in one of those places right now, honestly. And from Jordan, I've been confused. What happened to your BMC Team Machine? I never owned a BMC Team Machine. I think the old Team Machine that I was riding quite a while ago, that was just a rental bike that I was using, one of our rental fleets. So I just borrowed that for a while. But I never owned a Team Machine of my own. From Andy, do you prefer carbon or aluminum for everyday commuting? For everyday commuting, I would definitely prefer aluminum, just because I'd want a bike that's more durable. And I don't mind riding on aluminum. It's fine for me. But yeah, for a commuting bike, I definitely prefer a bike that's more durable, that'll last a lot longer. That if I get in a crash, it's more likely to be intact. From Paul, I know Vietnam has a lot of delicious food, and what's going to replace taiyakis? I don't know if there can be a replacement for taiyaki, but I do know they like their sort of Chinese donuts, the sesame donuts with the bean paste inside. I feel like that's a pretty similar taste to taiyaki, and also really good. And they have a lot more like green bean, a sweet green bean instead of sweet red bean. So they'll have some more options with that. And another sweet flavor that I'm really excited about there is taro sweet potato, the purple sweet potato. They don't really have much of that in Japan, but I did see a little bit of that over in like Vietnam and Thailand area. So they have some good sweets there for sure. And I'm sure we won't be disappointed. And from Sam, do you have a specific spot in the crank rotation when you shift, or do you just shift whenever? I think if I'm just spinning along, I'll just shift whenever. Maybe if it's more of a sprint or a timed shift, I might try and time it so the gear changes when I'm going on the downstroke on my right leg, which is my stronger leg. So it'll change the gear, and then I have the down pedal with my stronger leg. But yeah, that's only if I'm being more aggressive and planning like a sprint or something. Otherwise, I don't really mind. From JRK, I agree, staying safe is priority number one. For sure, right now, don't see any benefit in taking extra risk right now. It's not worth it. So we're just going to play it safe. From Sean, Vietnam is a good place for a motorbike. Yeah, I'm also really excited about that. We're definitely going to be renting some motorbikes and doing some exploring that way. I am curious to see what the dirt biking scene is like there, and if we can find some good bikes for rental, some good trails to ride. You can definitely look forward to seeing some motocross, dirt biking, or mountain dirt biking kind of videos. I think that'll be a cool way to see the country, and it fits within our two-wheel requirements. So from Frank, greetings from Malaysia. Have you tried endurance bikes for your long-distance ride? Not really. I've always bought and owned race bikes. So my road bike is a race bike, more of a race bike, and my My cyclocross bike, it's a cyclocross bike, so it's naturally a race bike. And I've always felt comfortable riding race bikes over long distances, so I've never gone out of my way to just purchase like a endurance bike instead. I prefer the option to still be able to have like a competitive bike if I need it. And I've never felt the need for extra comfort from an endurance bike. But there are some sort of like hybrid endurance racy kind of bikes, like the BMC Road Machine is technically an endurance bike, but you can easily race on it. It's still a really good bike, so I think it depends on what you mean by endurance bike, because there's a lot of meanings that can be interpreted with that. But higher-end, more racy kind of endurance bikes, yeah, I really enjoyed those. I really like the BMC Road Machine. Hey Johnny D, welcome to the chat. Ride a bike, Dallas, Texas. Stay safe over there. Been hearing some worrying news over in Texas lately, and lots of different parts of the US right now. So hope all of you guys are staying safe wherever you are. For off-road cycling, would you recommend flat pedals or mountain bike clips? It depends on what you're comfortable with. I personally prefer using clips. For mountain biking, I feel like I have a lot more control. I can move around a lot safer, but at the same time, my first few years, I was just on flats and I felt pretty good. So I think if you're comfortable on flats, yeah, just stick with it, it's fine. But if you try out clips and you feel faster, you feel you have an advantage with them, I would say go for that. But you can certainly do some longer rides on flats. My wife has ridden over 150 kilometers on flat pedals. She rode all the way from Nagoya to Osaka on flat pedals. So yeah, we don't hate on flat pedals. They're pretty good, and the benefit of being able to wear just normal shoes, get off your bike and walk around, it's pretty great. From Jordan, so close to 35k subs and 300 videos. Wow, it's crazy to think about those numbers and how far this channel's come. 300 videos, wow. I didn't even realize we had that many videos out now. From Victoria, glad things aren't too crazy there for now. Stay safe. Thanks. And you too. From Andy, the food you're mentioning is making me hungry. That's my job, isn't it? I always make you guys hungry. I'm also pretty hungry myself. I haven't eaten breakfast yet today. I've got some snacks waiting for me for after we finish the live stream. Last time I showed you guys we had red bean bread paste, but this is actually cream bread. So inside it's got kind of like a custard cream. It's pretty similar to the red bean bread texture, just the filling is different. And yeah, I think we'll be finishing this ride pretty soon so I can eat. So if you have any other questions you guys like to get in, make sure to let them insert them in the comments, the chat, so I can get to that before we finish today's ride. From Paul, food is life, cycling is great. Cycling for food is great life. That's the right way to think about it. From Andy, I prefer aluminum or steel, and never a fan of carbon fiber. Yeah, I really like steel as well. My single speed bike is a steel bike, and man, I put that bike through everything. So yeah, steel. For a commuting bike, I might say steel is my favorite just because of the durability. A steel single speed bike is just so solid. There'll be very few things that can break on it. So for a commuting bike, that's ideal. From Mido, what is your favorite TV series? That's really hard to say. I think it's always changing depending on what you're watching at the moment. I don't have a long-lasting, like, oh, this is my favorite TV series. So if I were to think, like, when I was younger, I had a favorite. When I was in university, I had a favorite. And last year I had a favorite. This year I might have a favorite. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't really answer that question. It's always changing. I don't have one solid favorite TV series. But in terms of what we're watching right now, I guess, recently we just finished a Japanese drama called Dr. X. And that's pretty funny. It was with this female Japanese surgeon, and she's working in like the crazy Japanese bureaucratic system, and sort of like it's a comedy based around exposing the corruption and crap they have to deal with. So that was pretty entertaining. And recently I've been trying to expose myself more to Vietnamese language. So we've been watching this Vietnamese drama, this Vietnamese show, like something like Sticky Rice and Regular Rice. And it's been pretty entertaining. Of course, I watch it with English subtitles. But yeah, in terms of my favorite TV show, there's just so many good ones to mention. We actually watch quite a bit of TV shows or like anime. Usually when we watch or when we eat dinner, we watch something with it. So we're constantly going through different shows. Recently, we just got a Disney Plus, the first month trial. And I've been exposing Tuong to Marvel movies. So Tuong she never really grew up being exposed to Western media. So she didn't really know like what's Disney, what's Pixar, what's Marvel, or anything. So I'm trying to educate her on Western media, American media, and different films. So we're going to be going through some Disney movies now and some Marvel movies now that we have the free month trial. So that's what we're going to be watching moving forward. But if you guys have any recommendations on Disney Plus on a good movie that she should watch, let us know and I'll try and show it to her. But right now we're going through the Marvel series. We just watched Guardians of the Galaxy yesterday. She really liked it. And hey, Luke. Another question for Sayaka. How is Sayaka doing? Actually, there was already a question about her. Excuse me. About her earlier in the video. And so is she still singles? Sayaka has had some recent developments in her life, which I can't really go into detail, I think, on here without her permission. But she's doing well. Maybe we can schedule some sort of like Skype interview that we can turn into a video so you guys can get an update if there's enough interest. But she's doing well. Unfortunately, I haven't seen her lately because of the pandemic situation. From Victoria, he sure does like making us hungry. All the snacks. Oh yeah, you know. We got a large collection of snacks anytime, so we're never far away from food in this apartment. From JR, what's your watts per kilogram? I'm not sure right now because I haven't been doing too much training. Honestly, I'm a bit out of shape right now compared to what I used to be, I think. And oh wow, Johnny D, thanks man. Appreciate it. Have you tried any of the interesting ingredients from American Pizza franchise in Japan? If not, would you do a review on one? Yeah. I think most of these are pretty standard to me now, so we've ordered quite a bit from like Domino's, which is a pretty popular American chain here in Japan for pizza. And at first when you see the brochures, it's just crazy. The pictures that they have on there, they have ingredients that we would never consider, at least in America, to be a part of pizza. Especially things like seafood. There's a lot of like shrimp, and corn, and mayonnaise. I think are the more common ones that would be pretty revolting to like an American. It's like, oh man, mayo. They say mayo for mayonnaise. I'm not sure actually if people say that in English anymore. Sometimes I forget English and what's like standard English or Japanese English. But anyway, mayo pizzas are really common here, and I don't like them very much. And corn, it's a little bit weird at first, but you get used to it. It's pretty standard now. Actually, Tuong really loves corn on pizza, so it's common for us to put corn on pizza. And actually, we made a homemade pizza the other day, and she really wanted corn, so we had to put corn on it. But yeah, there's definitely some really interesting pizzas in Japan that I've been curious to order, but at the same time, they're also really expensive. Like, some pizzas can be like $40. And you're like, that's a lot of money for pizza, especially as an American when you're used to like getting really large pizzas for not too much money. So my desire to save money and not waste money on pizza is stronger than my desire to try most of these new pizzas usually. But so yeah, that's the story on pizza. And a funny addition to the pizza story is it really depends on where you are as what qualifies for a standard pizza. A lot of you guys who've watched the channel for a long time may know one of my friends, Jess. She's been in a couple videos. She's half Italian, half British. She was in like the Momotaro, the video for that when I cycled over to the Momotaro Park. And she's appeared in a couple different videos. And she has very strong opinions on what qualifies as a pizza. And she also has very strong feelings against Japanese pizza and saying like, oh, this isn't real pizza. So especially she has a particular hatred of, I think this is true for most Italians, is they don't like pineapple on pizza, and they think like that's the craziest thing. It's like blasphemy. Like, this isn't pizza. But actually, I think my favorite pizza flavor is probably Hawaiian pizza. So pineapple on pizza, I love it. It's so good. But if any Italians heard me saying that, they'd freak out. So it's just all a matter of perspective. If you tell Japanese people that Japanese pizza is strange or this topping is strange, they won't understand it. It's kind of the same as if you tell an Italian person as an American like, oh, pineapple pizza is normal, it's everywhere. It's just your perspective is really different depending on where you are. Anyway, I gotta stop talking about pizza. This is really making me hungry. So thanks for the recommendation, guys. Thanks, David. Toy Story, The Incredibles. Yeah, definitely want to show her to Toy Story. And from Kushal, are you still in Japan? Yep, we're still here. I'll be uploading a video talking about our update on when we're leaving and what our Vietnam plan is very soon. I just filmed that yesterday, so working on editing it, and I'll probably get it up later this week or early next week. Okay, there's a lot of interest in what Sayaka's up to lately. So I'll try asking her if she's okay with maybe doing a Skype interview, and I can maybe upload that to the channel. So I'll ask her and see what she thinks. And from Thelonious, little known fact, Hawaiian pizza is actually a Canadian invention. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Like I said, I just grew up and just assumed like Hawaiian pizza is like the standard normal thing. But then when you go abroad, some people have some pretty strong opinions against pineapple pizza. Johnny D, fellow pineapple on pizza friend. It's so good. It's so good. Ski Bravo. Did 20 miles today, cooking pizza right now, and feeling guilty for drinking a couple Sam Adams. Man, nothing to feel guilty about. You earned that. Pizza sounds good. I've got most of the ingredients for it to make the dough, and yeah, I think we got enough for the toppings. So maybe I'll make some pizza today too as well. That sounds good. I'll have to ask Tuan-chan to see if she wants some pizza today, but pizza day, best day. But now that I've gotten used to making my own pizza, it's actually pretty good compared to like the store-bought, like Domino's here. It's pretty disappointing, honestly, especially for the amount of money you pay. So now, I've only made pizza a couple times myself, but improving a little bit each time. So from now on, yeah, it's pretty good. If you haven't made pizza yourself, it's a fun thing to do with your family and stuff. We had fun making it together. It's a bit messy, but the result is usually worth it. From Ski Bravo, small bike pump or CO2 cartridges on your ride. I'm a small pump guy. That doesn't sound good, but I prefer to have a bike pump just in case. You might run out of a CO2, you might have a bad tube, and it's a bit too risky for me, I think. And it's like, what's the trade-off? You maybe save a little bit of weight, you can pump up the tire a little bit easier, but the risk is you don't have air to put in your tire. So definitely, hands down, small bike pump for me. If it were a race, like a mountain bike race, yeah, CO2 cartridge. But for general riding, small bike pump. And the great thing about my solid tires on my cyclocross bike right now, I don't need that. It's impossible to flat, so it's been pretty nice riding that bike and not needed to bring anything. But then when I get on my mountain bike, I need to remember to bring everything. From Jordan, what's your average speed when you go cycling 100K? Depends on who I'm riding with. If I'm riding with like my regular level, same level kind of friends, we can easily average over 25K an hour. Possibly more, depending if it's like a fast group ride. But if I'm just casually riding with Tuong, like we're exploring and stuff like that, it'll be more like 15 to 20 with all the stops and stuff like that. And from Jose, how are we able to ride together on ZWIFT? I think if I set like if I stop or something, people can join, or if I organize a group ride, everyone can join at the same time. I'll be trying to do that moving forward. I'll organize something and post it on our Facebook page or a YouTube community forum. But right now I haven't organized anything like that so far. Today's ride was just a spontaneous live stream. Oh man, the word pizza keeps appearing in this chat. We gotta end the pizza conversation. And Sayaka. So it seems like those are the two most popular topics on my channel, pizza and Sayaka. So anyway, we're about 47 minutes in for today's ride, 26K. Probably going to be ending here in the next 5 minutes or so. So if you guys have any other last minute questions, let me know. But I'm getting too hungry to continue on talking like this. Just doing a nice little warm-up spin today to get started for the day. From Johnny D, what bike essentials do you normally carry on your bike commute? Pump, 1 to 2 tubes, patches, multi-tool, etc. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I always carry at least 1 tube and patches, pump, tire lever, multi-tool, and I think that's about it. Sometimes I'll carry like electric tape just in case. But honestly, I carry more camera equipment now because normally when I do my rides I try and film something, so I'll have my like chest mount, I'll have my camera, maybe a backup camera, some SD cards, batteries, and microphone, stuff like that. So yeah, I have more camera equipment usually with me than I have bike tools. So I almost always cycle with a backpack. If I'm just going for a normal ride, I'll try and carry all my tools in a saddlebag in my back pockets. But most rides I am filming something, and it's just easier to carry a bunch of stuff in a backpack, and it's not too heavy. Hey Eli. Yeah, it's good to be back on the live stream bandwagon. It's been a while. Over a month actually. But hopefully we'll make this a regular thing again. From Thelonious, perhaps a video of Sayaka eating pizza. Actually, we have met and hung out at a pizza place before in the past. So, darn, that was a missed opportunity. And hey from Bolivia. From Ski Bravo, what's your favorite sushi? My favorite American sushi is probably the dragon roll or California roll. The California roll you can usually get here in Japan as well. The dragon roll, it feels like a very American sushi. But in Japan, the sushi is very different. It's more so like nigiri, just the fish on top of the rice. It's not like maki. Maki is the roll, which is more similar to Korean sushi. I feel like American sushi is a lot more similar to Korean sushi. But my favorite Japanese sushi is probably tuna or salmon or something with avocado. So yeah, avocado and salmon is really good. There's also ebi avocado, which is shrimp, avocado, and mayonnaise. Yeah, not quite the healthiest choice, but pretty good. Pizza's back in the chat. Quadro fromage. Oh yeah. Definitely a solid choice. And thanks Hypnotic. Welcome to the chat. And Jose, maybe next time give us more advance notice. Yeah, sorry, there's no notice for today's ride. I just kind of woke up and I was like, I realized my normal Vietnamese lesson, which is in the morning, was rescheduled to the afternoon. So I was like, I'm open this morning. So I was like, I feel like live streaming. So I just randomly, spontaneously started a live stream this morning. So sorry, there was no notice, but next week I'll try and schedule a day in advance so you guys have proper notice so you can know when to come. So apologies to everyone who didn't get proper notice for this if you weren't able to make it, but we'll be making this a regular thing again. From Eli, Denning needs a Detroit-style pizza restaurant. Oh my god, Detroit-style pizza is so good. And I feel like most people in the US and the world don't really know what Detroit-style pizza is, but if you don't know, go check it out right now. Detroit-style pizza is legit. So good. Oh man, thanks Sam. Thanks for the super chat. So thanks for the Q&A and all the great content. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I said at the beginning of this Q&A that I wasn't going to be sweating. A liar. So today, even though we're not riding that hard, always turns into a sweat fest inside. From Kushal, best climb in Japan. I would say Norikura. It's the highest paved road in Japan, so I would say that's the best climb for a road bike in Japan. If you haven't, go check out our Norikura hill climb video with Chun-chan. She really struggled up that climb. And hey Joe from San Francisco, welcome to the live stream. And from Jan, are you planning on selling all your bikes before you leave to Vietnam? Or are you taking some? We're planning to sell most all the bikes before we leave, just because it's not worth the hassle of bringing them over, and we have to bring over some regular luggage, and a lot of our bikes are getting pretty old now, so I feel like it's best for us to start fresh, start new, rather than spending a lot of money on repairs and shipping the bikes. I'd rather just sell the bikes for what we can get and start over fresh, get some new bikes that aren't going to break down when we're starting our new adventures in Vietnam. But I just filmed a video yesterday talking more detailed about our plans on when we're leaving Japan, when we're going to Vietnam, what's going on. So I'll be uploading that later this week or next week once I finish editing it. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be getting more details. And from Johnson, has it turned into hot sauna season over there yet? Not yet. It's just about to. We're right in the middle of flipping the switch. So it all comes right after the rain. So for the next 10 days, or for most of the last 10 days, we had rain. And yesterday, we had a break from the rain. That's why I was able to film another cycling video. And the next 10 days, starting this afternoon, it's just going to be constant rain. And after that finishes, we'll be in hot sauna season. So it's going to be pretty brutal. Crazy humidity. The cicada bugs are going to be out in full force, super loud. And it is what it is. Summer's coming. And Sam's next question, have you thought about putting them up for sale for viewers to bid on? Yeah, some people have suggested this, but I don't know. I don't feel very comfortable with it because a lot of the bikes aren't in great condition. They need some repair work done. And I'm sort of at the struggling point where, like, do I invest more money in repairing the bikes and then selling it and then basically losing money on the sale because you're spending money repairing the bike, or just sort of scrapping it for what it is now, like sell it at a lower price, and then whoever buys it can focus on repairing it however much they want. And it's just, I don't know, a lot easier to just sell locally, and I don't want to like sell or like do an auction where people are like bidding to pay more money for these bikes that need a lot of repair work done and stuff like that. So I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. Haven't decided what we're doing yet, but right now I'm leaning towards just selling locally and scrapping for what I can get for most bikes. And hey, Sabino Cruz from San Francisco. Nice to see some regular live stream members joining today's secret surprise random live stream. For JRK's question, can Tung part with her favorite BMC mountain bike when you move? That bike is actually our #1 pick of bikes that we would bring with us to Vietnam, because that bike is still pretty brand new. It's still really in good condition, and she really likes it. So we are considering bringing 1 or 2 bikes to Vietnam max, and if we do bring a bike, that bike is the first one to go. So yeah, we love that bike. It's a great bike. Great color. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be finishing today's live stream. So thanks everyone who joined. And last question from Jose. How expensive is it to live in Japan? I've actually been planning to make a full dedicated video about this with detailed information. I actually track all of my expenses for the last 5 years, so I'll be working on filming that video and then uploading it in the very near future. So be on the lookout for that. I think it'll be a fun one to discuss, and it'll be also exciting to compare that to our living costs in Vietnam once we move over there. Alright guys, it's time for me to go. Thanks everyone who joined on today's live stream, and I'll be posting our live stream schedule moving forward on our Facebook group and on our YouTube community page. So if you're interested in joining our next live stream, you can check that out there. And yeah, we'll try and get a more dedicated schedule moving forward so you guys can know when to schedule for joining the live stream if you want to join along for a ride or to watch. And again, sorry for giving no notice before this live stream. And yeah, thanks Sabino, thanks so much for the super chat. And sorry we're entering the video right now, but appreciate it as always. And to all of you guys over in Europe who are staying up late and watching, thanks so much. So everyone have a good day, stay safe, and we'll see you guys in the next video, in the next live stream. See ya.